She got me. All right. Let's get it going right here, right now. This is TMI. And you're listening to episode number 21 of TMI here on the Shelly Martinez YouTube channel. If you didn't know by now, my name is Chad, and every single week I'm joined here by the vampire queen, the one and only Shelly from Cali, Shelly Martinez.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, HIGH, everyone out there.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah. That's a good thing. I'm very caffeinated. Hit that bong, ready to go. Got my water, staying hydrated. Let's get into some TMI.
I'm super stiff.
I am sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that.
I got a crick in my neck.
Ugh, that's the worst.
And I don't know if it's old age or sleeping bad or throwing the ball too much, but holy shit, this will not go away to save my life. This has been at least 5 days. It's awful. And like I'm doing like the Frankenstein like this.
It sucks.
So no sudden movements for the Chadster today.
I understand that pain all too well. It sucks because it affects more of your body than you realize. Like all of a sudden you're like, whoa, why is my leg all of a sudden it kind of shoots up? It's all nerves.
Yeah. It was down my leg at one point. Yes.
Yeah. It sucks. It's scary. It's scary when it happens because it's like, whoa, what's that? And then you have to like be a detective so you don't get spooked. But it sucks. I understand it way too much. My sleeping, as I've talked about on the show, where I favor what my solution to it has been, I have one of those airport pillows, you know, when you go on the airplane. So I sleep with that. So it keeps it like whatever. So maybe try that to try to at least get your body to kind of keep it in one spot, I guess.
Okay.
Neck pillow.
I have gone about complaining and being a bitch and putting a lot of Bengay on. That's pretty much been the extent of my making it better, like routine. What do you think?
I get it. You know what you should do? You should go get yourself a massage. It'll change everything.
Well, I got one of those like electric ones you could go.
No, you need a person to do it. You need a person to get in there.
I was gonna say I didn't even go about doing that because it's all the way up there, and I'd have to reach for it and it would hurt my neck.
I get it. Look, go to one of those places, even if it's, I don't know if your malls have this, my malls over here do, where there's those dudes out there and they're like, oh, here, I'll massage you for 15 minutes and you go on the thing. Even just that, I'm telling you, will change everything. You might walk away a little, whoa, kind of, whoo, but they'll get it.
Don't know how I feel about the dude massage, but
in case it moves.
You nip the tip.
I'm telling you, that's why just go to like a place like that where it's, because here's the thing. The reason why I love when malls have that is I have trust issues with men. I don't really want them touching me unless like I'm allowing you to. So I have this whole phobia. And then not only that, much like how I sleep weird because I'm favoring my boobs because I don't want them to pop. I'm scared if I lay down on my stomach on a table, they're going to pop. So I always opt to go on the thing and I do it where it's out in the open and everyone can see because I'm like, okay, nothing bad can happen because everyone's out in the open. So I'm telling you, a person that has anxiety about a massage, you need to
Wait
go
a second. No. Stop. Back up. I'm sorry. I'm not going to skip by this. Now, obviously, I don't understand. I don't understand, and I do understand. This is a fear that it's going to pop.
It is so dumb. It is so dumb because I was just thinking the other day, I used to let people stiff chop me in matches because it's a big pop, right? So
Right.
I, without thinking, will let big dudes stiff me for the show to just pop the crowd, right? To where I
Right.
could feel my implant going, bloop, 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 bloop. And it's like, but I'm fine with that. But in my sleep, ever since I've had them done and I could sleep on my stomach because I'm a stomach sleeper, I do this because I feel if I don't put all my body weight while I'm sleeping on my boobs, they can't pop. And that's always been my fear. And it's so stupid because when I go to sleep, I'm like, I'm not going to have my boob anxiety. And then when it's happening, because I'm tossing and turning, because I just need to sleep on my stomach, that's the only way. I have this fight with myself. I say it's gonna hurt tomorrow because that spot right here is gonna get aggravated. And then sometimes, like this morning, I said, I don't care. I have to go to sleep. So even though I had the neck pillow and it's been helping me, I contorted the neck pillow and I still kind of did it. So it's so dumb because when I talk about it and I'm awake, it's stupid. Just sleep on your stomach. It's fine to put your pressure on it. But when I'm in that state of mind, it's like they're gonna pop.
I mean, your body's your body. You feel however you want, but I mean, I feel like we have to have a PSA for you. Like, do you have
No.
chronic boob anxiety?
I
Do you feel like your
know.
boobs are going to pop?
It's a whole thing. I get scared when sometimes it's my time of month and then my boobs get sensitive and it hurts. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, there's something wrong. There's something wrong." I'm always panicking. And then I'll look at my thing. I'm like, "Oh, okay. It's just my period coming." So I have so much boob anxiety, and the only way I'm going to get rid of it is when I eventually just get them taken out. So until that day comes, I live with Hi, I'm Shelly, and I live with boob anxiety.
We should. It's be. Remember the Real Men of Genius, the
Oh,
Budweiser.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
they. Today we salute you, Miss. I have boob anxiety. Today we salute you, Miss. I have boob anxiety.
May you get some rest tonight and have no boob anxiety.
I want to sleep on a pillow.
I forgot about those. Those were awesome.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, see, that's why you can't let some of these questions or little things go by without a follow-up. You gotta you
And
gotta dig in.
going back to boob anxiety, but I also thought it was okay when I was in TNA and they were disguising me as a boy, and I would stand there like this, and the wardrobe girl, her job was to tape my boobs down because I was big boob Shelly. I'm supposed to be a boy, so they would tape him down. She'd be so mad. She goes, "I don't think this is healthy for her boobs. I hate that you guys make me do this. I can't wait for her to be revealed as a girl, so we don't have to do it anymore." I didn't think twice then, but when I go to sleep, man, that's what it is. When I did Art of Wrestling back in the Dizzy, when Colt Cabana was like first kind of doing them, I talked about my boob anxiety, and on my wish list, I had this thing called the Cush, and what it is this pink little pillow, and you put it in between your boobs. So if you're a gal out there that has a little bit of boob anxiety, one of the things I found is the Cush, and you put it in between, and it's good material, and it does help out a lot. So after I did Art of Wrestling, somebody got it off my wish list. They must have felt bad for me, and they sent me the Cush, and to this day, I have those cushions. There was a couple of them, and I do use them, and they do help. So just throwing it
Okay.
out there.
All right. The Kush.
The
Let's do it.
Kush.
I've
Nothing to do
never
with
experienced the
cannabis.
Kush.
Nothing to do with the cannabis. And I would see commercials for them, and I don't see the Kush commercial. The Kush commercials need to come back out. Long live the
Where's
Kush.
where's the Kush commercial? I mean, I would think the Kush commercial cook. I mean, come on. Going on. That's ridiculous. But speaking of TNA, yeah, we just got done recording the first episode of TMI's TNA Days. So we might end up covering all that eventually, but we did the first appearance that you had in TNA as part of the Knockouts inaugural battle royal for the Knockouts Championship. So I'm sure by the time this comes out, it'll already be on the feed and people have
Right.
probably already checked it out. But just to plug it in case you haven't, it is a new little audio series we've got going on here. It's going to dig into Shelly's TNA days with a YS, but revealing it with a ZE because it's a little fuzzy, a little blurry. And we're going to watch it and we're going to talk about it. And man, I thought maybe we go 25, 30 minutes and we went almost an hour. So it just goes to show you. So when you talk, sometimes things just start to come out. And it was a great little walk down memory lane. So that's a first TMI TNA Days episode that's out there.
A lot to unpack there with the TNA days. A lot to unpack. And I'm here for it. I feel if I would have did something like this maybe a couple years ago, I feel it would probably trigger me and make me spiral into some depression. But I feel now revisiting that time in my life, it's going to be really good for me. I feel it's going to help me let go of some things, understand some things maybe in a better way, things like that. So, and then you never know who's watching. Maybe there's people from that era and they need to see it that way too, that maybe feel similar to how I have felt throughout my journey in wrestling and specifically my TNA days. So, there you go. We'll see what happens.
And one thing we didn't talk about on the actual show is the fact, I mean, look, it's TNA still around. I mean, they're still alive and kicking. So, I mean, it's just kind of crazy that what we're talking about is nearly 20 years ago
Oh, I
and they're
know.
still around in its inception and everybody was always waiting for the other shoe to drop for TNA.
Mhm.
I mean, and now, they're doing some weird stuff now. They just released a couple of people, but they did it in a weird press release and people didn't understand it. And, sometimes I think these companies try a little too hard to be too corporate and they come off looking bad. Man, if they could have just stuck to the way TNA used to be, I
Oh,
think
I
that
know.
TNA probably be a lot bigger than it is right now, but they're still around and it's crazy.
They got away from the formula. Here's the thing. Earlier, before we started recording, I retweeted, it says, "Happy 24-year birthday to TNA is today."
Wow. Today, as
Yes.
we're
Not
recording? Oh my
planned.
God.
Yeah. I retweeted
Wow.
it. I
What are the
just
odds of that?
I know we're on the right path. We're supposed to be talking about this because the energy is high right now on TNA, and I would like to participate in sharing that journey with everyone out there because the TNA today is not the TNA it was. And that goes back to that's why now more than ever, I feel I understand the ECW originals that I got to know when I was in the fake ECW. I get to understand their perception of everything in a more intimate way now because of the evolution specifically of TNA and how it was because it was a threat. The reason why when I was in WWE and I was even watching TNA was because everyone at work was talking about TNA this, TNA that.
Right.
TNA was becoming a threat. So I was like, well, I better go see. And then when I watched, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that this, like, Frankie Kazarian, like, oh my gosh, Tracy Brooks, oh my gosh. And I was like, I didn't realize it was like that. And so I was excited and I was sold on watching it, not because I was doing my homework because they're a threat. I was like, "Holy crap, this is awesome." That's why I fantasize. If I was there, this is what I would do. And so that's they were a threat to WWE and WWE, go ahead and say I'm wrong, my opinion, and a lot of other people's were stealing things, ideas that we were doing in TNA and trying to do it their way and didn't do it as good as we did because they were stealing it. So that's how much of a threat it was, and to be a part of that version of TNA is so freaking cool because I have a hard time visualizing it going back to that. I feel like it's just one and done, you know? like ECW in the original days. It's one and done. You can bring back some nostalgic and like make things maybe similar, but it's not going to be the same.
Oh, I completely agree with you. And it's funny too, you see, and when you listen to the show, if you haven't, you see how a lot of the guys that were on the show we reviewed were in WWE. You see a difference in how they were performing at the time. And I will piggyback off of what you said. When I worked at the WWE television studio, there was a space in one of the entryways where they kept tapes that were the TNA TV broadcasts. So somebody in the TV studio was recording TNA so they could watch it and see. It had to be somebody. I don't know who it was in the TV studio, whether it was a producer or a director. I
Mhm.
never tracked that down. I wasn't, I was just a production assistant at the time. But somebody was watching the shows. They were labeled. It would say TNA and the date on it, and that would be, and whoever the main event was, it was their weekly show on the rack. So they were watching, and then a year later, 2007, it was loaded with WWE former talent, top two freaking from the first match to the last one. It was loaded with talent.
Well, what's interesting is there was a time in my career of being Salinas and with TNA where word started getting back to me from the boys, and they would be telling me stuff that the former WWE people that were there were saying about me. And one of the things that was like the general thing was pretty much, oh, she's just on a little vacation from WWE. She'll go back. And I remember at the time thinking, there's no effing way. And I didn't understand it. But now when I see what I did with my character and what I did as a group with LAX, now I understand what they were saying. Like, oh,
Right.
she's shining now. A big FU to them. It's only a matter of time. And it wasn't like they were rolling their eyes. They were like, oh no, like she's just on a little vacation, a little break over here, and then she'll go back and like whatever. She's gonna be huge. So you're gonna be huge, kid. You're gonna be huge.
You're gonna
So
be a star.
so at the time, though, I thought, "There's no effing way. Are you crazy?" And it's a trip to me because I didn't realize what I was adding to the show. Much like with Ariel, and I didn't realize how sexual she was, I didn't realize how much I was adding to the show. And with Salinas, it was the same thing. I just knew the assignment, I did it, and it's crazy now reflecting back because people around me saw it, and I was just in my own do 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 world. And I remember one time I was there and I had a shirt and it said "I pot leave LA" because I got it from this dispensary with like these little jean shorts and platform shoes, and I was just like walking, and Scott Demore pulled me aside and he goes, "Shelly," like he looked so confused. He was just like looking at me. He was like, "You know what's crazy? Look at all these people." And then everyone was like in catering or walking around. He goes, "We're here at the circus." And to that point, what you were saying earlier about how many wrestlers and how many different types of wrestlers that were there at that time when I was there. And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Amongst all of them, you just kind of shine. Like you stand out among all of these people." And I really feel a lot of it had to do with, just like in WWE, I didn't get mixed up in politics or trying to have an agenda of I want to be a women's champion one day. I was just like, I love being Salinas and LAX. This is what I want to do. They make it fun for me to work with them and the people that we work with. Like this is what I want. There was no competition. And so I didn't see myself as anything special. Not in a derogatory way, but just in
Right.
a, oh, I'm not pushed or whatever, and that's fine. And like, whatever, I'm happy. That's my little spot. So I don't know.
Well, I don't want to spoil what you said, but you had a line on the TNA days that I asked a question about your role in the gauntlet match, and you like basically answer what you just said. Like what you prefaced the answer to what you just said. Like why that didn't matter. You
I
just
know the
it's
assignment.
on the TNA days. Yeah.
I know
You
the
said you put
assignment.
it in a great you put it in a great way on the episode.
So go
So
check it out.
yeah, go in a long way. Go check it out. And also, I will not reveal the number of former, or excuse me, the total number of talent on the show. You have to go check out that number on the podcast itself because it's insane how many people worked on that show. I'm still in like stunned disbelief over how many people were working that night and
I know.
whether or not the payoff was good. I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you if it was a good payoff.
But the thing is
Sting got his money, I'm sure.
oh yeah, he always does. With that TNA days, a lot of it had to do with I was just in my own little world, man. And all this stuff was going on around me. And I was just like, dude, whatever. So, anyways,
Well, we talked the TNA days. Go check that out. But we're going to kind of like piggyback off of something we talked about a few weeks ago, oddly in the news this week, but not directly like attached to you. But if you listen to TMI, you get it. And Layla, who we've talked about Layla frequently on TMI, you've shouted Layla out a lot. She appeared on what's the stupid name of his show? Insights with CVV, and she talked about Playboy. Okay, and she talked about the fact she was offered Playboy twice while with WWE. So you recently talked about your pitch and your Betty Page attire, and I mean, we got it. We know your look. We know the everything that you're into, the old Hollywood. So it makes perfect sense. But I'm going to play you the clip, and we're going to take a listen to it, and we'll talk about it afterwards. But to me, it's all about timing. And we'll talk about this after we come back from the clip.
Down Playboy.
Yes. Well, actually, it wasn't just me at first. So what happened was we were called into the office, and it was Kelly and Brooke Adams and myself. And they said, well, this year we want to do, so I think it was 2007, when Maria actually did the cover. And they were like, we want to do extreme expose for Playboy. And I was like, no. I was like, no way. I didn't want to. And I think Barbie, I'm not too sure what they said, but then because I didn't want to do extreme expose, they offered like Kelly and myself individually, and I think they'd offered me like $250,000 like to do it, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
Why'd you say no?
Honestly, I was really like scared because a lot of people don't know this. I'm Arab, so my actual family, like, I'm first immigrant in England, but I'm Moroccan heritage, which a lot of people don't know. So I was concerned that like my family who are Muslim or stuff like that, I was always told, don't do anything like that. You can't, I was also very scared of what, and I knew my brother, oh my God, my brother would have been so mad. You know what I mean? Like he would have like, so that's why I said no. I was just like, yeah, no, I think that's going too far. What I'm doing already is a lot, for
with extreme
them.
expose, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with them and all the modeling stuff and that. So I was just like, and I'm glad I said no, because I really couldn't see myself going through the shoot. Like, you know what I mean? And doing that. But I'm also sad I said no, because I could have probably retired that year.
2007, Extreme Expose offered a triple shoot. And then when they turned it down, they said, okay, we don't need Brooke Adams. We'll just take Kelly and Layla. But what about Betty Page? What about Shelly? Where's that? So the timing, I thought, was interesting. What are your thoughts?
I didn't realize any of that. And here's the thing. I hope it's okay for me to say, but I remember back in the day, I used to be tight with Barbie for a little while. And I remember her mentioning to me that when she got signed, her mom said, "Whatever you do, just don't do Playboy." And that always stuck out to me. And she really wanted to honor that. So I never thought, I mean, I never heard her say anything. Maybe I don't remember, but maybe that's why she was telling me then at that time the story about she can't do it. I don't remember. But it is interesting timing. And I don't know. It just wasn't meant, and it's fine because what I really respect about Layla and her answer of why she didn't wanna do it, I was the opposite. I wasn't thinking about that, and I feel if I would have done it, I'd be thinking about it now, and the reason why I know that is because my shady modeling has always haunted me, and knowing that, like, this, that, and the other about it, and I just don't like it. If I was on something like Playboy, that's taking it to a whole other level, and at that time, I was fine with it because I wasn't thinking about the long-term consequences or possible consequences, and it's really cool to hear that she was thinking about that back then. I wish I was. I wish I was thinking about it like that because she's right. What she was giving was a lot. It was very sexy. It was awesome, iconic. So I really appreciate her level-headedness. And I remember back in the day when they were the expose and there was a time where we all were traveling together. That's where I got to know Layla a little bit better. And I don't know, she just always stood out. And so to hear this answer, to me, it validates why she always stood out because she was thinking of consequences like that.
Yeah, I was very impressed with how she put it. I mean, because you watched interviews or listened to shoots or read articles. I've read that over time as well. Some people have had similar answers. Um, but the money is kind of staggering. 250K is a lot of money. So, and that doesn't include, any other kind of side deals that you might be able to make. So, whether or not you look back and say, okay, maybe she's doing okay financially, she doesn't need to worry about it. Again, 250K is 250K. So, I mean, her answer was great, but I don't know. I mean, it's the kind of thing. It's does the office get annoyed because they want you to do a certain thing and then you say no and then they do have to pivot, so they don't go with their first choice, they have to go with the secondary choice, and maybe they lose a little bit of money on the deal because it's not the first choice. Like, you got to think about stuff like that. Did she get any heat because of it? I know she was
Yeah.
around for a little bit after, but I don't know. It's just these things like $250,000 is a lot of money. So
It is, but when you put it in those terms of exactly everything she says, it's not worth it. You know how many times because of the money, because I was struggling, I needed money out of desperation, I have done some sort of content, whether it's a photo shoot or whatever, and it wasn't worth it, man, and it sucks when you have to, like, live with that. So the fact that she doesn't have to live with something that would have affected her, because if she would have done it, I'm sure people in her family would have had an issue with it. Like she said, her brother would be really upset. It would be a
hey,
thing.
bro, cover your eyes. I mean, come on.
I know, but that doesn't stop people, when I have
Right.
done some stuff that I wish I didn't, people would find it and go run to, like, my sister or whoever and be like, "Look, did you see Shelly did this?" They throw it in your face even if you choose not to look at it or whatever. So, it just sucks, dude, that whole energy. So to be able to be aware enough at that time when we were all just, like, bunch of young girls running around WWE, that she had that level-headedness, which I think is really awesome.
Yeah, again, left a lot of money on the table, turned it down 2 times. So they must see, they probably wanted her because of the unique ethnicity and her like very exotic look, and this is speculation. I have no idea, but that could have been one of the reasons why they went 2 times to ask. Poor Brooke Adams, I guess. You know what I mean? She just got left off to the side. They're just like, nah, we don't want you anymore.
It's okay. I was never even on the table, so
Oh
there you
yeah,
go.
screw her. Forget it. There you go.
No,
We
but
don't
she did
give a
good for
shit.
her life. I mean, follow her still on Instagram, so everything worked out for Brooke. Especially hello, she had a TNA run.
She did. Yes, she did. Miss Tessmacher.
Yes.
Tessmacher. She was Eric Bischoff's assistant.
Mm-hmm.
These are the weird things that'll pop in my head that I actually remember. But so now, so that was a great little thing I saw pop up. I did come across another time. Layla did pop across my feed recently. You and I were talking about some content for the show. I was doing some research on some old shoot interviews. Layla was mentioned. Why don't I just go ahead and do this? There we go.
Let it out.
So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. So I've been doing some research on the hoe bag.
Yeah.
The hoe bag.
The hoe bag.
Yeah. And Layla was in one of the hoe bags I saw. But I don't know how you want to go into this one, how you want to transition. This is your show. So I'm going to let you kind of guide me. Where do you want to start and how do you want to end? But I got a clip I want to play for you at some point. So you let me know when you want to see it.
Let's just see it.
Okay, so this clip is brought to you by Kayfabe Commentaries, featuring Balls Mahoney. Okay, Balls Mahoney was a You Shoot participant, and what I found to be useful in our discussion was the amount of people he put in said bag. Okay?
Let's see.
Because he prefaces why he's putting them in the bag. Okay?
All right.
But I just thought that this is a good example of talking about it.
Okay.
Here it is.
All right, it's time to talk about the ladies now. It's the hoe bag. Someone's got to go in the hoe bag. You got to tell me who's going in the hoe bag. Kelly.
Ho.
Maria.
Ho.
Michelle McCool.
Ho.
Francine.
Ho. We all are.
Lita.
Yeah.
Nikki James.
Yeah. You know what? Let me clarify. If you're in the business and you're fucking other people in the business, you're a hoe.
You're a hoe.
So let's just go by that. Let's go by that standard.
Missy High.
Oh.
Tammy.
She was a hoe. She fucked around in the business.
Brooke Adams.
She fucked around in the business.
Peaches.
She had to. If she fucked around in the business, she's a hoe. So,
Melina.
She fucked around in the business, she's a hoe.
Layla.
She fucked people in the business, you're a hoe.
Kimona.
Hoe.
Electra.
Do I need to answer that? I love her, but hoe.
Ariel.
She fucked people in the business, you're a hoe.
Chastity.
Hoe.
Dawn Marie.
Hoe.
That's it.
I cut out the people he didn't call a hoe, but it was like 3 or 4 people, which he also contradicted himself greatly because he did not include Stephanie McMahon. If he said if they F people into business, they should be on the list. I mean, really, we didn't include Stephanie. Come on.
Here's the thing. It is very rare to find somebody that's been in the business that hasn't been with somebody else in the business. It's very, 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 very rare. This breaks my heart because I love Balls so much. And his passing is, I've mentioned here on the show before, one of the reasons why I decided to retire from wrestling. And I could see, like, he thought about it when my name came up. It wasn't like immediate. And he said, well, and he gave me that she messed around with people in the business. Okay, fine. But like,
He gave it to everybody.
he gave it to everyone. So I can't take it personal. And here's the thing. I hate that that mindset carries out in locker rooms as far as the boys are concerned, because we're all messing around. I'm not saying like it's this big old romp fest, but I'm just saying when you're around people, you're traveling with people, that's all
Right.
you see is that it's like high school. You end up 9 times out of 10 you're dating someone or you like somebody that's in your school, you know? So it just bothers me because especially my WWE days, I was like, I had a boyfriend here and there, but I was very single, not being shady, just being a girl in my 20s, you know,
Yeah.
dating.
But you're working. I mean, you're not running home for a week or 2 weeks to continue your boyfriend relationship. You're with people every day. You're in these tight, confined areas every day. You're in a car talking about intimate things. And when I don't mean intimate, I don't mean romantic. I mean like fears and thoughts and whatever. So you're going to attract yourself to people you're around. It's a way, it just happens. Now, it's a business that for many years wasn't very open to females outside of Moolah and her crew, who Moolah ran and told them go here, go there, go whatever. But now that there was more females in the business, that was a perception. Is it still that way? I don't know. But he gave it to everybody. Now I watched a few others, and I heard your name mentioned 2 other times. That was it, which is good. I'm gonna say that because there's a lot of them. That's why I'm saying that.
I know. And here's the thing. So there's 2 that been sent to me, but there's one that even though I ignore it, I get sent to current days randomly. Someone will be like, have you seen this video where Maria puts you in the hoe bag? And I haven't seen it in really like years, but that
was
hurt
one of
my
them. That was one of them.
That hurt my feelings because I've confronted Maria many times asking her if she had an issue with me. And maybe she has her reasons. I don't know, but I took it really personal. There's a really more deeper reason, I guess I should say, of why I take it so personally, but I'm not going to talk about that. So I don't know. It makes me upset. And I am a person that I don't care if I'm being petty. I have no problem going up to Maria and being in a situation like if I was at a convention, she was there. If she were to be like, "Hi, Shelly," I'd be like, "Why did you put me in the hoe bag?" I am so down. I don't care if that's petty of me. I'd be like, "That really hurt my feelings when you put me in the hoe bag. Like, why did you put me in the hoe bag?" Because it bothers me. And the thing is it's not something, as I mentioned, I seek out. People send it to me, and then when I forget about it, or she's not on my feed, because automatically if she's on my feed somehow, I think about it. That's the first thing I think about is her putting me in the hoe bag.
No, I wouldn't deny that if you don't think it's justified, then you should be pissed. I mean, that sucks. But she was one. The other one was the Sandman.
I'm not surprised about that.
That was the other one that I saw. But look, I mean, these are older shoot interviews. It was a different style. Sean Oliver, has gone on to completely reinvent what he's doing now. He does the show with Kevin Nash. Click this. I love Sean Oliver. I've done some shows with him where like I'm on guest panel with him. I've talked to him off the air about different things. I think he's a great dude. Now, whether or not like I don't know what his stance is on looking back at the whole bag. I mean, he did the dick bag. Do we think does the dick bag not translate to the same mileage as the whole bag?
I guess. But here's the thing. My heat with him is there's been many videos of his I've watched. And I'm like, let me come on here. And he's just fabed me. So that's why I have heat with him, because if people are going to be putting me in this hoe bag, why can't I go and get some justice for myself over there?
I think at this point, I don't think he does any content like that anymore.
No, this was back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you were looking for
when it was.
I think you would have been interesting. So, because I think you would have been a hell of a guest for that format back in the day. And one of the things I used to, when I would bring some talent into the Jersey area, if we could, we would get them to do some sort of work with Sean at the time. That would have been, you would have fit that You Shoot format perfectly, because you were perfect in that environment. And you also don't lie. And I think a lot of those still people embellish, and like tell tall tales.
Gotcha. I'm sensitive. Okay. This is why I didn't do well in the wrestling world. I'm just too damn sensitive. And I know I shouldn't take it personal that he didn't want to have me on his you shoot with me or whatever it was called. So I don't know. I guess I'm glad I didn't do them, in the sense of I got to do them on my own platforms and whatever. But back then I really felt like, especially the thing about the hoe bag, it's like, why can't I come on here? If you want content, I'll give you content. I wanted to go on there and be like, yeah, I watched this video and this video and this video, and they're putting me in the hoe bag. I want to know why I'm in the hoe bag. Like, what did I do? So I thought, just like you, I would be a great candidate for his channel, because I was down back then to be like, yeah, I saw that Maria did, and that bothers me. I would have said everything I said today on that back then, which would have got him the views. But it wasn't meant. It was fine, but I still harvest some resentment for not booking me.
I mean, all these years later, but it's okay. 'Cause that's what TMI is for.
It is. And long story short, I like the way it worked out here on TMI versus
that's even better
versus them, because I don't know, whatever.
Hey, look, I pulled up my picture with Balls, me interviewing him from 2015, but I did this because I was giving him like the evil eye, because I was mad at him for all the things he said. So I don't know why it was giving him this stern look in the photographer's picture. So
you are giving him a stern look.
I did that for you. I pulled that up because I'm mad at him for saying those things.
Be fair, he did pause. He didn't. I got a vibe like he didn't want to say it, but
I was surprised at a few of those names on there.
I know, when he said Francine, I was like, "What the hell? What?"
I was surprised.
What?
I was very surprised.
What are you talking about? And the thing is the age will tell. It's okay for the boys to look at us all girls as fresh meat and who's going to get who first, and they play these sick little games. But like, that's fine. But we're the hoes. We're the rats. We're the ones that this and that. Like, I know. It's just how society is. But gabbing with a spoon. But it bothers me, especially in wrestling, because I'm somebody that has been targeted not just by the dudes, but when like somebody like Maria is putting me in the hoe bag. That's why I really want to know, was it just because you're looking at it the way I guess balls is? I don't think so.
Good point.
Whatever.
Did you ever consider your own version of the hoe bag
I
for the
have.
guys? You have?
I've thought about it for not the guys, but the girls. I thought about, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do a video because, like I said, I'm over here just living my little vampire life. And then I go log on and for some engagement with my people. And then it's like, did you see that Maria said? Yes, I know. It's the same thing with like Rene Dupree when he was burying me. It's like, I know. Like, I get
Well,
it.
shit, Maven does it all the time. Maven's like, all right, hey guys, I'm coming on here. This guy was a dick. This guy was not a dick. This guy tried to kill me. This guy was all right. This guy sucks. I mean, you know, they hold the two pictures. They're like, this one was nice. This one was mean. You know, like.
You know, here's the thing though. I can get how doing that could be therapeutic to finally get off your chest. Like, I don't like this person. Like, I don't like them. And that's fine. But this is specific, the hoe bag. It's not who's a bitch or who don't you like. It's who's a hoe. It's specific. So why am I in the hoe bag, Maria? Ay, ay, ay.
Come on.
TMI.
Why in the hoe bag, Maria? Should that be the name of the
Why am I in the
video?
hoe bag, Maria?
Why am I in the hoe bag, Maria? See, I gotta write these things down. Sorry, I literally am writing it down. Okay, all right, I'm back. So there's that. What else?
And you know
What else
what?
you
Now
got,
they're on the
kid?
subject. Danny Doring put me on there too. And I even hit up Roadkill and I was like, why did Danny Doring put me in the hoe bag? And he was like, why do you care? So what? And I was like, guys, I do. Because I like Danny Doring. And I'm like, why did he put me in the hoe bag? So to you too, Danny Doring, why did you put me in the hoe bag?
He came off incredibly douchey in his entire shoot, from what I remember.
I'm not sure because I
So-
only saw what I was sent and it was just him putting me in the hoe bag.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find his. But the ones that the ones that I was looking through, those were the three that popped off. Yeah. Oh, there's Danny Doring. Oh, his is the dick bag.
He has the dick bag.
He also has the dick bag. His dick bag clip is 13 minutes.
Oh, okay.
If you do want to laugh, Shane's dick bag is very funny.
But here's the thing. Dick bag is like, oh, who's a dick? Who's an asshole? But the hoe bag, that is very specific. It's not who's a bitch. It's not the bitch bag. It's the hoe bag indicating that this girl is over here acting like a hoe. And for the most part of my WWE run, I was a single ass girl. So how am I a hoe bag? And the dudes I was chasing around, I wanted them to be my boyfriend. I wasn't trying to just bang them or be an opportunist and just be like, oh, I want to be his hoe for the night so I can freaking move up. No, the dudes I liked are dudes I liked, and I wanted them to be my boyfriend. So no, why was I in the hoe bag? Why am I clumped in the hoe bag? I say there was justice for big areolas. Now I'm saying there should be justice for girls who didn't do anyone dirty in the business when they were out there dating to not be called hoes. We are not the hoes.
Well, that's supposed to point at you, not me. That's right. You're right. All right. Anything else before we wrap up?
No, not that I can think of.
All right. Okay. Well, this was pretty explosive.
To say the least.
This was definitely a lot of electricity, to say the absolute least, for sure. Before we get out of here again, I want to plug the TNA Days audio podcast component we have to TMI. Go check that out. That's number 1. We'll figure out what the second component of it will be, and we'll get that out to you next. If you want to follow me on X, it's at Chad EMB. And yeah, go back and watch episodes 1 through 20 on the playlist and take us on the road with YouTube Music. I'm going to the Outer Banks in North Carolina. I'm going to take TMI on the road with me just to listen back to some episodes. I'm just going to do it on YouTube Music. I had somebody asking me, where can I find your podcast? I said, just go to YouTube Music if you want to listen to it on the road. So join us if you can.
And if you want to see what I'm up to, just go to shellymartinez.net/links. It's all there.
All right. Well, for Shelly from Cali, this is your old buddy, the Chadster, throwing up 3 fingers this way for 33rd Street, baby.
33rd Street, you bitches. You bitched
That's
out 33rd Street.
That's right. We will catch you on the flip side.